Hello again there everybody. Haven't done a Jund video in a really long time, so I'm pretty excited to get back in the saddle here. I'm not playing a Luris Companion today, just because kind of don't want to. I do think the Luris version is probably the best version of Jund, especially with the Urza Saga, but we do get to play some bangers now that we're not playing Luris, namely Liliana of the Veil and Seasoned Pyromancer out of the main deck, and then out of the sideboard, my two favorite includes our Plague Engineer and Obsidian Charmaw, and then Ashiok, obviously, a card we get to play without Companioning Luris as well. So, let's take a look at the current metagame, which is this. Today is February 5th, 2022, and this is what our top tables are looking like. Alrighty. Well, let's jump into some games. Also, shout out to Aspiring Spike for beating the all-time trophy record. That's absolutely insane. Big fan of Aspiring Spike. I watch like almost every day I can. Yeah, this is keepable. Lots of black spells and a single red spell. I think I'm just going to bottom the most expensive thing. There's no guarantee it's even good, especially versus no companion. Goblins, okay. Vial, okay. So, Fetchland is nice. So what I'm thinking I should do is probably just cast this Inquisition on one. Obviously casting Monkey is good too, but given that we're on the draw and the opponent's got Vial, I'm already pretty behind in tempo. I'm going to get Blood Crypt here and then just cast an Inquisition, I think. Kind of play the control decks role until later, and then maybe Regman can start chipping in then. Alright, so far okay. We're going to get to push this next Snoop and then also play a Monkey, or I could, I guess, push and Thoughtseize. But this isn't coming down for another turn anyway, and I'll get more options with Thoughtseize later. Oof, that's bad. That makes Monkey look pretty silly. Well, I think I'm still probably wanting to just cast this Thoughtseize then. Monkey is looking a lot worse here. So, Ringleader is pretty busted. And like the game that I'm going to be forced to win involves the opponent eventually landing this Ringleader, and the Ringleader is going to be hard to beat. Snoop I've got the push for. So I think I'm just going to take the Ringleader. And then I could play the Peatland to hold up push so I can end of turn kill the Snoop, or I can just develop my mana with this. The plays I would want to have my mana developed for next turn are pretty much only Liliana of the Veil, or I guess like Tarmogoyf plus something. I think I'm just going to develop my mana here, because like the opponent could just hold up the Snoop off of Vial. Hello. Alright, they did not pay Echo. Makes sense. They'll probably just pass unless they've drawn another thing to do. There's the Snoop. I guess doing it now makes sense. Alright, Liliana doesn't look very good in the face of Snoop. What I think I want to do here is for sure kill the Snoop. I could push it, but Monkey isn't very impactful. So what I think I might do is I might just use the Kolaghan's command and Shatter Vial as well, so there are no surprises. And I'll do it now so I don't get another Vial activation. So Shatter an Artifact, 2 to a target. And then right now I'm just facing down 2 Goblin tokens, which is not super menacing, but the opponent's got plenty of good draws. Looks like they've found one of them. That's a good one. So Fetchland means that I can revolt this Fatal Push and kill the Siege Gang, which I'm probably forced to go for. Alternatively, I could play the Monkey as a blocker. This Monkey is never connecting, so I'm actually kind of, I think, wanting to play the Monkey as a blocker. So to enable Revolt, I might just sack the Peatland, given that I need to find more interaction anyway. So what I can do is I can play Verdant Catacombs, get Basic Forest, use the Forest to sacrifice Peatland, push the Siege Gang, and then use the Forgotten Cave to cast Monkey. That still has me pretty behind, and then I can't cast Liliana off of the lands that I've got. I mean, I really don't want to just push and Liliana, but it honestly looks better than my other options. Liliana gets to at least eat an attack as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to Liliana and push here. And again, I need to sack the fetch land now, so that way Revolt actually does the thing. Alright, so kill. It'll be interesting to see if the opponent sacrifices any goblins. I don't think they will. Going wide is probably just fine for them. Alright. And I could still just play the monkey. Opponent says boo. I could still just play the monkey. The Liliana is the more mana efficient play. I think I do want to play the monkey because that also lets me sacrifice the Peatlands. That's going to be cutting me off of green, but none of my good draws are green anyway, with maybe the exception of Tarmogoyf. That could be wrong, though. I mean, I'm also saving the life, not having to sacrifice Peatland. Yikes! That was their best draw. Alright, we're pretty dead now. I've seen enough. We block Ringleader, take 4, go to 5, Liliana sack a thing. Like, they have enough cards in hand just to kill us with those. Alright, Gobos. This looks like a good Plague Engineer matchup. Brutality also good. I could maybe Chalice on 1. But honestly, most of my good cards cost 1 as well. And hitting a Chalice on 1 doesn't even seem like it's going to be the end-all be-all, right? Okay. Honestly, Croxa seems on the weak side. It's probably the weakest threat that we've got between Goyf, Pyromancer, Monkey. I think I'd probably cut Monkeys if I were on the draw. On the play, though, I can kind of maybe play it on 1 and then just kill stuff out of the way and start connecting to make mana. Yeah. I think I'll cut the Croxas. In the scenario where we get into a grindy kind of mid-range matchup, it could be bad to have this not in the deck. But I feel like these cards are just better anyway. And then Liliana. Liliana's probably fine, but if they're going wide, the Edict is going to be less impactful. I think I'll do this. I could bring in Charmaw, because it's probably going to be a cheap 4/4, given that most of their lands can make colorless. But I think that's probably a little cute. Yep, and this is what I was talking about. Monkey on 1, and then hopefully we can just start killing stuff out of the way. And connect to make some mana. This hand's excellent. If they have a way to deal with our monkey, I'll be sad. But the rest of our hand's still good. So they just play like an X1 here, or even a Vial. I'll just start jamming. Okay, so far so good. I even have the option of just playing Liliana here off of Treasure. Let's see what we get to cast off of the opponent's library, if anything. Skirk Prospector. Do I want to just cast it as a 1/1? I could really start working at the opponent's hand by just getting the Liliana in play. That seems attractive to me, especially because next turn I can start getting the land loop going. Um, yeah, I'm going to discard, I guess, second copy of Liliana of the Veil, because next turn I want to both play a land and return a land. So I want to develop my mana and start the loop. It's pretty possible I end up just edicting anyway, but if they play an X1, I'll just ping it and then play the land from hand. And then attack, have Terminate up, which is also great. Bummer. Alright, so that kills Monkey. We've got Wrenn and 6 for that. There's, I don't think, any reason to edict that. Unless, obviously, I want Wrenn and 6 to go up. What does edicting this look like? I think I am going to plus it. Because, like, there's a world where a Liliana Ultimate ends up being very good. Yeah, okay, so let's ping this. I should have plus the Liliana first so they have less information. So I'll get Stomping Ground, buy back Peatland. Annoying. Fury, also annoying. So I guess Liliana's going to 3. Yep. I mean, we're both really not really having impressive boards here. I mean, whoever draws better can easily take this, I think. That Fury was fine. Forgotten Cave. Probably I'll just cycle that. Terminate still available. Ooh. So, edicting doesn't actually do anything. I could just not edict, but then their attack means I'm not edicting on the following turn. So yeah, I could have maybe just kept the Terminate, because I could obviously cast the Terminate here. But they're likely to pay Echo anyway, which they did. And then there's not really anything I'm going to want to terminate off of a single or 2 mana other than Snoop. So now an Edict is worth something. Let's do that. Liliana's going to be dying no matter what next turn anyway, so I'll get my value out of it when I can. Play this. Cast Pyromancer, draw 2. Kolaghan's Command is nice. We can use that to buy back Monkey if I want. Vial we don't care about. Land's a bad one. So I could buy back Monkey, shoot a Goblin, dash Monkey. That almost for sure has them blocking, which doesn't really get us anywhere. I may need to save the Kolaghan's Command for a higher value target. And I'll play Mountain here. In the event that Pyromancer dies somehow, I'm going to want to activate it. So we're hoping that the opponent doesn't draw things like Siege Gang, things like the Reveal 4. Okay, that's fine. Do I have any incentive to just use Kolaghan's Command to shoot a token and blow up Vial? I mean, I'm not really using my mana otherwise. It's probably fine. Wife's a good one. That probably means I can start attacking. There's no way in the world they block. Here's a Tarmogoyf. And I'll play the land. If I find a Seasoned Pyromancer Or a Liliana. It's better if my hand's empty. Also, if I do draw something like a Liliana, I can't Liliana and Kolaghan's Command unless I play it. So Vile can start doing some sneaky stuff. I wonder if I should just draw step Kolaghan's Command. They violin something on 2. It's annoying. But I'm pretty far ahead now that I've got Goyf as a good amount of pressure. So I'm going to have the opponent discard a card, and I'll shoot the Vial so there are no surprises. These 1/1s don't really mean a lot anymore. There. If they violin something on 2, it doesn't really matter because they would have just cast it anyway. We hit Mog Fanatic. I guess anything is good. Wow, okay. Wonder what we should name. Yeah, not convinced I played that game as well as I could have. Turn 2 Liliana was pretty sweet and did do a good amount of work. Alright. Extra considerations. Like I said, like most of their lands, or at least a good chunk of them, do produce colorless. Cavern of Souls, the Cave from Ixalan. There's one other, right? So it's like what, probably 12 lands that make colorless. So this is probably going to be like 3 mana 4/4 kill a land. But in a Vile deck, that's not super exciting. Is it better than something else? Liliana's, especially now, are not great. I mean, I did mention maybe bringing out some number of monkeys. Maybe Charmaw just more easily able to get in. Can definitely see that being the case. Yep, keeper. So I guess I'll get Stomping Grounds to bolt. We've got Gravencairn, so we can pretty easily cast the Liliana. We can't cast Ren and 6 on turn 2 with the Gravencairns, which is, I guess, the most awkward part of the hand. Forest changes that. Alright, well, I'm still going to play Foothills on 1 so I can bolt on 1. And I guess now I can get Blood Crypt. Ideally, they do something here, so that way I can use my bolt. Alright, but they don't. I mean, that's fine too. Now I just have a bolt. Blood Crypt. Say no. Backup Plague Engineer is nice. So what I think I'm doing here is probably just Ren and 6. They may be forced to overcommit in order to try to start getting at it, in which case Plague Engineer will be good. Alright, and so far they do. They're doing what I was hoping they would do, which is overcommit in order to kill the Ren. Sure. And unless there's a 2-mana Goblin Lord that I'm not thinking about, this is going to be really excellent. Because there's not going to be a window for them to shoot the Plague Engineer, since when the Plague Engineer is in play and they're able to target it, all their stuff will already be dead. Alright, goblin, zap, pretty good. And they do nothing. Alright, I don't think there are any goblins that I'd be worried about trading with. And even if I do run into some kind of block, I've got Bolt to stop it and Backup Engineer. I'm just really not worried about anything here. Just start munching on their hand as well. Just ditch my other land. Yeah, Munitions Expert doesn't do a lot with the Plague Engineer in play. Wouldn't be surprised if they put it to 4. Try to put in something like a Ringleader. They hit things that die to Plague Engineer. Fury my Plague Engineer. Exiling Mog Fanatic. Okay, so they're probably going to attack the Liliana of the Veil, but I want to keep it alive. So I'll just go ahead and Lightning Bolt this Ringleader. This way we get to keep Liliana on 2. Their hand is War Marshal. They played the copy that we didn't know about, so their hand is still Mog War Marshal. Goblin still. Yeah, they've conceded. Cool. Yep, turns out the Tribal X1 deck is bad versus the anti-Tribal X1 card. Who knew? So far, so good. We get to go first. How lucky. Keep. This is another turn 2 Liliana if Monkey is lucky enough to connect. And if it doesn't connect, like if they kill it, we can just Inquisition plus Monkey again. So all in all, nice little number here. Let me take this stop off. It's oops all spells. Okay. Alright, let's see what we hit. Vengevine. So it's... Oh, so it's the... I know what this is. This is still oops all spells, but this is the version that brings back Narcomoeba. And, like, casts 0 mana stuff to enable all this Vengevine crap. So that means casting Liliana here could actually end up backfiring if there's stuff that they actively want to discard. But when they bring their stuff back, it kind of all comes back at the same time. So probably still fine. I guess redundant Peatland. Yeah, So if they do just cast an Archimedes here, it'll be awkward, but I can edict it. Talisman. Prism, okay. So if they have the 3-mana 2/3 instead of the Balustrade Spy, this Inquisition will be good. If they've got the Balustrade Spy, I'm just gonna die no matter what, right? I guess let's see what I reveal. What happens if I hit a Balustrade Spy and I just target the opponent and just like deck them on my turn? Like they'll hit all of their creeping chills, but they won't. They'll go to draw card and just die, right? If I hit the 3-mana Balustrade, that might be a funny way to win. Oh wait, we just hit the Spy anyway. Does this work? Like, I'll take 12 here. But they have 0 cards in library. Unless they have something that shuffles back, they're going to die at their upkeep. Well, if I die, it'll be a learning experience. Like, how do I die here? I'm interested in learning. That's how. That's how. And then they just attack me. Okay. I have learned. Oops, all spells. Spell bomb. If they have Leyline, it'll be awkward. Does Ashiok do anything? I guess if we hit one of their more vital pieces, it can be good. It's got to be better than something, because like the rest of my cards don't do a lot. Kolaghan's Command hits like talismans and prisms on the play, but that's it. This doesn't hit anything, right? Like their vital parts are creatures. Plague Engineer means that if I name Illusion for Narcomoeba, they're cut off from that way of winning. Like they can no longer return Scrap Heap Scavenger with all of their swords. Yeah, these Kolaghan scans just don't really do enough. Ren and 6s just don't really do anything either. And then this game isn't going to go long enough for Croaks as important. Let's do this. Yeah, it's got a turn 1 monkey and some discard spells. So I'll go Blood Crypt on 1, cast monkey. If they've got Leyline, this hand obviously gets worse. But if they do have Leyline, we've at least got some pressure where we may be able to race it. Okay, this hand's worse. Second Terminate, not exactly what the Doctor ordered. hit Vengevine again. Funny. Alright, I'm just gonna apply as much pressure as I can. My hand doesn't do anything, which is kind of poor. I could Bolt myself, literally just to add instant. Alternatively, I could Inquisition myself and add instant and sorcery that way and not have to take damage to maybe die to Creeping Chills. Prism, yep. Leaving in Kolaghan's Command over something like Terminate probably would have been smart. Oh, I meant to Inquisition myself first, like I had talked about. Well, I guess now that I haven't, I get to play a thing. We can't target the opponent, though. Alright, so this probably kills us anyway. So they'll mill over all the Creeping Chills, put me to 5. They've already cast a Spy. They're gonna have Narcomoeba trigger all of their swords. The swords are gonna come back. They'll exile the swords from the yard in order to return Undercity Informer. Or not Undercity Informer. Confused it with the other thing. There it is. No, not that. Where'd it go? I guess I don't have to look for it. It'll just pop up eventually. There it is. Salvage Titan. They'll cast that for free by sacking their sword. Just will trigger all of the Vengevines. I block 1, take 8, go to -3. Bummer. That matchup's probably on the weak side for us. We don't have counter spells to interact after they've committed mana. Our discard spells are also a lot weaker versus Leyline. Like, to win that game, I probably have to have the quick pressure start that I had, but then also back it up by something that doesn't get bricked by Leyline. Which in our case is not a lot. Yeah, pretty much nothing. Yeah, this matchup does not seem good, especially if they have Leyline. Keep. This is, I guess, Stomping Ground Monkey. And we can Stomping Ground because of our Graven Cairns. I guess if they do something that makes us think that Monkey won't connect, I could have just cast Inquisition instead. Inspiring Vantage and no Companion. If they were Burn, I would think they would be companioning Luris. Another Monkey. I don't actually have any green spells in my hand, so what I can do, under the assumption that they're playing Burn, is still just get Basic Mountain and cast Monkey off of that. If they kill it, next turn I can just play Graven Cairns, cast second Monkey, and cast Inquisition. They could be playing the Aspiring Spike Stoneblade list, and it looks like that's what they're playing. So there's a likelihood that they're playing Blood Moon in their deck, if that's the case. So I think I want to get Basic Swamp here, use that to cast Inquisition, and then cast Monkey off of Basic Mountain. I could always just take the Blood Moon, but that would at least insulate me versus future ones. Yeah, they're playing the Spike list. If they cast Stoneforge or Ranger Captain next turn, I can just Liliana Edict it. Ranger Captain draws a card, though. They don't have the second white source, so I could just take the Stoneforge. I mean, they've already got all the good targets. I think I'll just take the ranger. And then they'll probably play Stoneforge next turn. I can Liliana Edict it out of the way and connect with Monkey. If I remember correctly, the most recent spike list plays 3 Sword of Fire and Ice and like a Feast and Famine out of the board or something. Yeah, so they didn't grab Feast and Famine. Doubt I hit anything I want to cast here. If I hit like an Esper Sentinel. Well, there's the Blood Moon. Getting these treasures going is going to insulate me a little bit, which is nice. So their hand is 4 equipment and 2 unknown. Dash a Monkey. It's a risky play from the opponent because if we have a 1-mana removal spell, we can save the Liliana. It's going to work out for them this time. So we know their hand. It's these 4 plus Monkey. Alright, let's attack, see what we hit. Could hold Monkey back, just to make sure we have a way to block their Monkey. But obviously I want to connect, make treasures, do some damage, maybe draw a card. There are plenty of cards that the opponent has that I'd be happy to cast. Stoneforge is not one of them. We have no equipment in the deck. Obviously want to play this Pyromancer. I guess I'll just play the Pyromancer and keep the Peatland. Peatland can cycle into a card later, and we also just need a green source that wouldn't involve sacrificing a treasure. So we'll ditch, cave, stomping grounds, find Monkey on Kolaghan's Command. Kolaghan's Command's a good one versus the equipment deck minus Kaldra. Fervent Champion. Yep. Monkey. Yep. That's fine. So I could Kolaghan's Command here, but then I want to have the Kolaghan's Command for when they go to equip Sword next turn. I think I'm just going to keep it. I can't really attack with Monkey because this has first strike. Could attack with Pyromancer. I think I should probably just pass. I could sacrifice Peatland now. I'd still have 5 mana counting the treasures. Let's just pass though. We have such a good blowout turn. If the opponent attempts to both play a sword, equip it to Fervent Champion, attack with both, we can shatter sword, kill Monkey. There's a Fire and Ice. Yep. Yep. So I'm going to let them attack. They don't attack with Monkey as well. I'm still going to shoot Monkey. So we'll destroy an artifact, 2 to a target. Artifact, target. And then should I think I'm going to get Basic Forest because they are playing Blood Moon. I'm going to want Basic Forest anyway. And that also lets me sacrifice Peatland now. Inquisition, not the worst. So at a minimum, we can take a sword. Alright, let's attack. There's a world where they draw another Fervent Champion and a land and attempt to attack with a sword. But if they go to equip a sword, I can just cast the Terminate that I just found. Revealed Sun-Baked Canyon. Alright, let's cast this Inquisition. At a minimum, take a Sword of Fire and Ice. Alright, they just scoop. Cool. They stumbled on mana, but our hand was pretty nuts. Anyway. So, red-white blade. I can Plague Engineer. It can name the Fervent Champion's creature types or monkey. Let me double check real quick what Fervent Champion is. I think that's about the only card I would even really consider here. I guess I could maybe consider Ashiok, just because it stops like Stoneforges and all the various fetching. Fervent Champion is a human knight. There's no way Argaman's a knight, right? Monkey pirate, yeah. Well, the good news is it'll block and kill pretty much anything with a sword on it. I guess not Fervent Champion because of first strike, but we can always name what the champion is. In the event I get Blood Moon, it may be nice to have just another thing that can kill a creature that can be cast off of mountains, but they don't have any colorless lands, so that doesn't even seem that great. I could Brutality, but again, doesn't really seem like it's gonna kill a lot. I could maybe bring it in on the play, so I can like easily kill a monkey on my turn too, but I have plenty of ways to do that otherwise. I think I just want the Plague Engineers. And then the outs, I guess they're pretty likely to have a good amount of Grave Hate, so maybe Croxley gets weaker, but Goyf also gets weaker. They've got Prismatic Ending, so yeah, maybe just 1/1 split cutting these is good. The discard's probably fine. Versus mid-range matchups, I tend to dislike the discard spells, but I think in the first couple turns versus the Stoneforges and the Monkeys of the world, it's probably just too important to have it early. Yep. This hand is insulated versus Blood Moon, obviously with the exception of Forest. Oh, please don't be a Esper Sentinel. Brutal. Alright, well, casting Inquisition means that they're just going to draw a card, but at least I'll get access to that card. Like, the trigger is going to resolve before I select what to take. Monkey, Fervent Champion. Fervent Champion is best versus if they find a sword somehow. Although Monkey is going to be the best just in general, like by itself. So let's just do that. Not excellent. Gonna have to hope that this first season Pyromancer pulls some weight. Prismatic, Fervent, yep. So I can Thoughtseize here and pay. And I think I want to Thoughtseize as opposed to something else, because then if they've drawn another land, I at least know that I will be able to take a Cauldra. So there's a green source that still doesn't get green under a Blood Moon. So what land am I playing? The Inquisition? I guess what I should probably do is just get basic Swamp with the Mire. So that if they Blood Moon me, I'll have double Swamp and can play Liliana. And then next turn I can always Shock to cast Pyromancer. Two mana Thoughtseize is a lot worse. Yes. Ranger Captain. Ranger Captain's a really good draw for them. Probably just have to take that. Now I wish I had cast the Inquisition, but there's only one card I didn't know about. You find a moon. They found a sword. Holy crap. I don't know why they didn't attack with the Esper Sentinel too. I guess they're worried about Dashed Monkey. Well, luckily they can't do anything with their extra mana. I guess other than that. Alright, that gets basic forest, but does not cast Pyromancer. I think I'm just going to discard my 2 spells here. It buys me the most time versus things with a sword on them. Although I may need this Pyromancer to find more action. Yeah, I'll just get one thing. Alright, well, Glyph does not block Feast and Famine. Whatever has the sword on it, I'll throw Elemental in front of. Yeah, didn't actually have to pay for that. Yeah, they didn't have the mana to re-equip, which is kind of funny. I've got a window here. So if I play the Liliana, they're going to get to draw a card, which is obviously unfortunate. I think I might just have to Pyromancer again. Try to find something like a Kolaghan's Command sooner rather than later. And then what am I ditching here? Given they've got multiple creatures, the Liliana gets worse. Definitely Monkey. Thing is, like, Glyph doesn't block anything. I think I need to keep the removal spells. Should I attack for 2? Yeah, probably. They gave me a window. So push can kill Sentinel. If they put a sword on it, they're gonna, I guess, draw a card no matter what. Unless I find a land. Okay, let's block. Somehow still in this. These elementals preventing the sword from connecting are doing well. They didn't equip a sword. Mire. Interesting. So what I can do here is I can Fatal Push Esper Sentinel. That would have them drawing 2 cards, though, unless I just push and pay 2, which honestly I might just do. I could Fatal Push and Liliana and Edict. That has them drawing 2 cards, though, and that's way too many. I guess what I can do is attack with my Pyromancers. If I'm okay with the opponent drawing 1 card, I could also cast Tarmogoyf. It's not great, though. I guess let's attack with my Pyromancers and see what happens. If they find something like a Prismatic Ending to get my Elemental out of the way, they can connect with the sword. They're just taking the hit. Interesting. Given that they've just taken the hit, I might just play Goyf. If they find something to get Elemental out of the way, it obviously makes me nervous. But they have to be worried about their own life total doing it this way. I could have been more conservative and just attacked with a single seasoned Pyromancer. But I think it's my game to lose at this point. Like the opponent is gonna have an easier time pulling ahead. Alright, well that makes me feel smart. I guess they get to shoot this with the intention of connecting with the sword. Yeah, that happens. Push, unfortunately, will never kill a Fury. Their last card is exactly Kaldra. I'll discard Liliana. So If I push the Sentinel, they draw a card. I can pay for one of them. Although them equipping also means I could kill the Fervent Champion. I think I need to kill the Sentinels anyway. So I'll get basic here. Guess basic Mountain. Kill the one they're targeting. They have the mana to equip somewhere else, but this is, at least makes them use it. You get to draw a card. Yeah, these Sentinels have been really annoying. Bolt is good. So, if I Lightning Bolt Esper Sentinel, I can pay for it and then attack. But then I am, I guess, not dead to an attack. They can't play Cauldra. If I attack with Goyf, they've got a free block. If I don't attack, what does their attack look like? Do they just jam? They probably, like, what? Put Sword on Fervent Champion. Attack with it and Fury. I can put Goyf in front of Fury. Chump Champion. If I find a removal spell, I can kill them. Is that my best route to victory? Alternatively, if I Lightning Bolt the Esper Sentinel, I can pay for it. I can then attack, put the opponent to 3. But then I am dead if they have a way to get Pyromancer out of the way. So I guess what's more likely? Do I draw removal or do they draw removal? Well, it's more likely they don't draw removal than I do draw removal. So if that's the case, I want to take the line that has them needing to draw removal, which would mean I'm attacking. But then they get to play their sword on defense. That doesn't work. Pass. Yeah, I have to block the Sentinel because I would just discard the bolt otherwise. Alright, they drew Prismatic anyway, so it didn't matter. We are effectively dead. Yeah, I'll just scoop it up here. I guess I could draw exactly Kolaghan's Command, right? Like, exactly Kolaghan's Command. I have to chump block Fury. I can Lightning Bolt the Esper Sentinel, pay for it, take 2. Alternatively, if I bolt the Fury, just take the hit. No, that doesn't have me winning. I have to kill this. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I'll pay 3. I got me some coffee. I have to block the thing that has me not dying. So I guess now Kolaghan's Command doesn't do it since they put it there. I guess they could have put it anywhere anyway. Whatever. Draw a card for posterity. Alright. I guess I'm still not dead. I can activate Pyromancer out of the yard. Tap land means they can't Cauldra. It's got first strike. Yeah. Alright, I'm treading water here. Next turn I get Cauldred. So I am just dead. If I fetch there, I go to 4. They put sword on the other thing. I go to 1. I can't Can't even activate the other Pyromancer or die. I would have to draw Thoughtseize, which I can't because I'm so low. Yeah, I mean, probably just run it back. I could see maybe bringing in the Goyf over another copy of Kroxa. Although, honestly, Kroxa's kind of good, especially versus Prismatic, because it guarantees we get value. Let's just run it back. He gets to go first this time. Oi. If this hand draws a land, it's excellent. Like, absolutely excellent. If we don't draw a land, we still have 2 things to do. It's a risk. I'll get Blood Crypt here, kind of Lava Axe myself. Not exciting. Well, this hand is just, I think, way too good if we find it. They do have Esper Sentinel and a Monkey. I think I just have to take the Sentinel here. I can bolt the next creature they play. Or if I draw the land, just cast the Wrenn and 6 on it. There's Arid Mesa. So I want them to cast Monkey here, because if I Wrenn and 6 their Fervent Champion, they can dash the Monkey. Alright, good. So green source, untapped green source would be the nut. Didn't hit it. Big bummer. I was ridiculously far ahead if I found the land. I'm still fine. It gets harder, though. Right, now that they're at the beginning of combat, I'll zap this. Yeah, and they'll probably want to cast their Fervent Champion, so that way if they draw a land next turn, they can equip a sword. So I really still want to find a green source here. Another Monkey. Oh, God. Damn. I took a risk and it did not pay off. I'm not even gonna waste my time here. I'm less than 1% to win with the sword equipped. I'm well below less than 1%. They didn't have the land yet, but I'm not gonna waste my time. I took a risk. It did not work out. Yeah. On the draw, risky with nothing to do on 1. Ugh, and they've got the Monkey. Brutal. Alright, well, we drew something to do on 1. I'm not going to lead on basic Swamp, because then we can't cast Wrenn and 6 on 2 if we find Wrenn and 6. We've got backup Monkey, Lightning Bolt, Archmage's Charm. As I'm taking backup Monkey, I'm going to have a hard enough time dealing with the first one. I can terminate the monkey, but then I won't have terminate for the murktide. So they've got Archmage's Charm available. I guess Inquisition stops that. If I just cast the Tarmogoyf, though, they may be enticed to just use their entire turn and the Archmage's Charm casting it. So I think I'm going to go the Tarmogoyf route. They can't bolt it. So this is probably an Archmage's Charm here. A better setup may have been to Inquisition and Tarmogoyf next turn, but then I'm on the back foot against the murktide as well, and if they have any counter, I immediately die. Another land off the top. Well, they've exiled 2 lands off the top, so that's at least good. Monkey. So if I Inquisition them here, they can bolt me in response. I then terminate Murktide. They hit me again. I go to 6, but then I have Monkey to block maybe. I just like have to play the role of the control deck here. It just isn't going well though. I mean, I've got to do what I've got to do. If I just cast my monkey with the intention of blocking, they bolt that. Bolt me. Yep. Probably just a land. Yep. So what I could do is I could cast monkey with the hope that I get to block. I take 4. If they draw a land here, I can terminate next turn and maybe be okay. Yeah, there's just too many cards in my deck that I'm worried about them finding. Yeah, I think I'm casting monkey. Trying to block. I guess I'll cycle Forgotten Cave. Wow, that was a good draw for them. Channeler revealed. Yep. I'll block. They just don't. Makes sense. I could have maybe played Forgotten Cave last turn so I could Kroxa and terminate the following turn. But I think I need to prioritize finding things that actually interact. So if I shock play Goyf as well, I'm dead in the air. If I terminate this, play Goyf, I guess I can attack, right? So if I attack, they don't block, I make a treasure, I get to save the life. Then I get to play Goyf, which blocks monkey anyway, and I still get to terminate. I die if this gets Delirium, but I'm pretty much dead over the course of a single turn anyway, unless I went to top deck removal. Yeah, let's attack. It only takes 1 blocker to block monkey anyway, and that's the Goyf. If they want to trade, I'm happy with that too. Okay. Yeah, this read is good from them. I mean, they only need 1 more type, but it's likely to happen. In the event they've got a counter spell, I should do this now. So I'm dead to them achieving Delirium. But if I find a removal spell, I may actually end up coming back. Alright, well, that was their best draw. They already had instant. Bobble does it. Murktide. Let's bring in spell bombs. Chalice is a lot better against this deck than a lot of other decks. Oop, come on. Magic Online. Alright. Spell bombs in. Take out 1 run and 6. It only kills Monkey. These Kolaghan's commands are also pretty weak. Let's just run that. Having a powerful instant is good against the counterspell deck. But even when it resolves, it's like at best regrowthing a creature. So we're really hoping that they just play a 1-drop here. Like a 1-drop creature. We can just ping it out of the way and connect. That would be the ideal situation. Alright, so probably Bolt or Heat. We don't actually have a land to loop here with the Ren and 6, so it may be better to just cast another Monkey. Although resolving Ren and 6 is a pretty big deal, so let's probably just go for that. Alright, well, they bobbled themselves and didn't shuffle, so they like their top card. Fetch land would be a big draw here. I guess Inquisition's okay. Maybe that leads the way for second monkey living. Consider. Well, their hand's not that good. They do have a murktide. But we've got the terminate. Kept a card on top, no less. Uh-oh. They're setting up Blood Moon. If they Blood Moon, we'll still have Monkey. Hopefully generating treasure. You can cast Pyromancers on their moon, but they don't hit for very much. Don't take my monkey. I guess if this is Murktide, we're okay. Alright. Terminate's going to be good here. Fetch land, eventually. Not a fetch land. Give me like a Dragon Rage Channeler. Counterspell. Not quite. That's annoying. Going face. hit a good land off of the top. That would have been a good one to loop with the run in 6. The last Pyromancer. Well, at least that's some value to discard. Boo. Still haven't hit. Alright, well, I'm not going to cast this monkey into a known fury. think they'll probably ping this Renin 6 at least once or twice to keep it off of ultimate. Yeah. I'll Liliana Edict this thing. If I find a fetch land, I'll dash a monkey too. And that's also fine. I could not attack to defend against monkey. I think I'll do that. If they've got another copy of Murktide, I'll want to pop the spell bomb now. They're so close to just casting Murktides anyway, though. I really want to get the card off of this, though. Alright, I'm going to risk it. Boo. It's a good place to start. I mean, they've got a lot to deal with. I guess I could have popped the spell bomb there to prevent Murktide. Maybe I should have. I mean, if they don't have it, it's obviously a lot worse if I do pop it. Keeping a bolt. Bolting that. It's not too late to pop a spell bomb and prevent the Murktide. If they Murktide here, how dead am I? I think I will actually pop the spell bomb here. Reason being, they're tapped out of red, so the only creature they could play right now is a Murktide, and that means that this monkey doesn't connect. Alright, well, they had the red land anyway. Brutal. Kill Lily, makes sense. I guess that takes their monkey. I should probably dash first. They can't bolt this or anything. If I hit something like a Dragon Rage's Channeler, I'll get to Surveil by holding the Inquisition. Nope. Monkey, monkey, moon. Jeez. Well, I guess I'm taking moon. If I take a monkey, they have backup monkey anyway. Land off the top. Okay. Fetch land would still be a good draw here. That enables me to start exiling Pyromancers out of the yard. How about worst possible instead? Alright. Dash. Curious if they'll try to hit the Renin 6 here, just so I don't ultimate. And every land being a terminate's pretty good. That was their best possible. Alright, well at least they didn't hit 2 spells off of it. I would imagine this hits Ren. No? Did you find a heat? I guess Bolt or a heat would make sense. Another land off of the top. Alright, so their hand is still monkey monkey. Okay. That was good. In the event they Blood Moon me here, which is more important, forest or swamp? Probably the first forest. Okay. So, I mean, their hand is monkey monkey. We've got 3 pyromancers in the yard. Somehow still in this game. Cast with dash. Alright, now I've got an attack. So I just have more pyromancers in the yard. Jace the Mind Sculptor. That's bad for me. Well, the good news is we get to kill that, even through a removal spell. Channeler as a 3/3 is bad. Another Channeler as a 3/3 is bad. We're not even certain they've got this monkey anymore. They may have put it back on top. And the murktide? That's the power of brainstorm. I guess if they murktide, they take their delirium off. Like, murktide is good for me. Yeah, that was actually really good for me. I mean, their murktide is still huge. But at least I can kill the channelers now. Damn. Not good. If I attack, put the opponent down to 5. And then they attack and somehow have nothing. I think I have to try to burn the opponent out here. Alright, so they're shuffling away the monkey. Which maybe they should not have done, because they could have killed me. But they don't know that. I don't know what could be so hard about this brainstorm. Unless they mega bricked, just about any combination would do it. Another Jace, I guess. Sure. I mean, I guess Bolt, Kolagon's command, Monkey. There's the Bolt. I mean, if they somehow don't have Counterspell, brutal. Man, any fetch land, like, would have been nuts with that Ren and 6 that was in play since turn 2. Can't help but feel a little unlucky. Yep, another hand that would really benefit from a fetch land. But plenty to do if we don't hit it. Another Steam Vents deck. Come on, fetch land. Okay. It's a Wurza pile. Alright, well, we can Bolt Engineer. We've got Kolagon's command, which should be good too. I mean, this game again is going to go long, and Urza is going to be the most difficult card to deal with long term. Would really love to draw a land, period. We are not that lucky. So, sack an artifact, return an artifact. Kind of have to take this Thopter Foundry. They have another one, of course. No breaks. Yep, now they just bring it back. We're dead. Come on. Wow. Cannot for the life of me catch a break. Ashiok should be good. Spellbomb should be good. Charmaw should be good. Plague Engineer prevents the Thopters from going infinite. Alpine Moon Urza Saga. So at least we've got a chunk of stuff. I think on the play I want to keep monkeys. They don't seem super counterspell heavy, so I think the discard's going to be not great, but Thoughtseize does take Urza. These Pyromancers just really haven't done anything. I've not liked this card in the past, but people keep on yelling at me saying I'm wrong. But every time I've played it, it's been god-awful. Terminate kills Urza, and I guess, well, everything. But I mean, I guess Terminate might be my only good answer, barring Liliana. But when Urza makes a construct, Liliana gets worse. I think actually Croak's pretty bad as well. Let's do this. Because like they have cards that they want to discard. So letting them choose what to discard seems bad. Another one-lander. This time with almost nothing to do. Yeah, this would be an excellent 7-card hand, but as it is, I think I'm just going to bottom this Liliana. Keep the 1, 2, 3 curve. So this will be Blood Crypt on account of having basic forest. And then, I guess just another Blood Crypt. Alright, well, given that they're boom busting us, I suppose Renin 6 was a pretty good draw. There are multiple lands in the yard. I can take one out and then attack. Emery's annoying, but less good versus Ashiok. Same case here. I'm only gonna have land in my yard if I don't Ashiok targeting myself. So maybe I should just target myself. Yeah, let's target myself. Swamp. Ashiok. Targeting myself still exiles the opponent's yard. Alright, Goyf is plenty big. Get back Blood Crypt. Just hang on back and defend my walkers, I guess. Yeah. If they want to suicide a creature to ping a walker, that's fine. I'll just kill both of their creatures next turn. If I attack, there's just like no reason for them to block. Then they get to attack my Ashiok for 2, which means I get one fewer activation. You're gonna have a bad time with that. Alright, well, I guess they could have Rebuke. So if they do have Rebuke, which do I care about getting countered more? I guess we have to kill everything no matter what, as long as I don't tap like a complete dingus. This goes there. It's like if they do counter this, I can ping it with Renin 6. and then play the other end in 6 and ping that. Entombs aren't very good. Engineer. So this is Goblin Artificer. Although I still think I want to probably name Thopter with this. We're 1 away from Emblem. I don't think I'm going to down tick. Yeah, they just concede. Okay. What was probably going to happen was I was just going to play a land and sit back after plussing, but then run in 6 just ultimates, and we have a field day. Yeah, these Lilianas just don't seem excellent versus the deck that like wants to discard certain things. Same reason why Croxa isn't great. Maybe on the draw I can bring in the discard spells, but they have just seemed so not good. I don't like Pyromancer, but I think it's probably better than the Liliana. Yep. Monkey? No such luck. This is not one of the lands that discounts Charma, unfortunately. But the rest of our hand's good. That doesn't discount Charma either. Sword. Yep. We've got Graven Caverns, so this can get this land pretty easily. Alpine Moon, not bad. This is an opportunity to get the Ren and 6 going, or I could just terminate. They've got another Goblin Engineer. This could be dangerous. I should probably just terminate, and then next turn have Kolaghan's Command available. Bolt or push would have made this game a lot easier. Wildfire. I guess that's kind of a rampant growth on an indestructible land. They also didn't play a land. These aren't discounted. I guess the way that I've fetched or played the Graven Caverns, I can't run in 6 here. I don't think I want to hold up Kolaghan's Command and potentially not hit anything. So I think what I'm going to do... I guess I should have gotten basic Swamp. No, because I have all these red spells. Yeah, I'm going to get basic Mountain here. Snow-covered Mountain. Cast Ren and 6. Return Mire, call it a day. I could have cast Alpine Moon, but if the opponent wants to commit an Urza Saga this turn, that's probably fine. Could Charmaw it. Because here comes Urza. Oh, Crucible. With no lands in the yard. Emery would probably hit a land. All of the lands, actually. So, what I can do now is I can Kolaghan's Command... shoot this, shoot this. That's got to be good. Alright, so 2 to any target, destroy an artifact. Artifact, 2. Red source here. Blood Crypt. Yes. There was probably a way I could have done this less painfully, like mana base wise, but I didn't put too much thought into it. Hey, our Charmels get discounted. Uh-oh. This gets their combo going. So it's not infinite yet, but it's going to be pretty hard to overpower. Backup monkey is not good. So there's not a whole lot I can do here. I guess I could start playing Charmaz and try to slow down their Finite combo. It's about the only thing I can do. I could attack and then ping the Thopter, but I think I want them to be forced to attack the Wren for some number of turns. I think I'm just going to blow up the white source. It's like, if they don't attack the Wren, we're going to have Kolaghan's command back soon. So they're going to make 2 more Thopters here. I'm not super concerned about the life. So if they have an Urza, we do just die. Heat. Brutal. Emery is annoying. So they do have a way to block Monkey. Ooh. The issue is there just isn't there isn't going to be a good window to snipe it. Right? Because I play the Ashiok, they just keep the sword in play. Yeah, there just isn't going to be a good place to snipe it. I think my best play is probably just Charma again. This is always going to name Urza Saga, so I might as well just do it now, right? That's one less Thopter they can make. Do you have a Rebuke? Well, not beating a Rebuke. This one's indestructible. So I'll hit the not indestructible one. And then do this to try to buy time. So they can start casting artifacts from their yard. I guess the only one they have right now is Crucible. I'm not worried about Crucible because we've got Moon to stop Saga. What I need now is a Plague Engineer. Plague Engineer would stop the shenanigans. Hitting their mana is really mitigating their ability to pump a bunch of creatures into play. It's you may cast. You don't cast lands. Spell Bomb, that does it. Maybe. So if I Spell Bomb here, it's like I have to figure out a way to tap them out. I guess I can just lead on Ashiok. Okay. So as long as they've got a mana available, it's going to be kind of hard for this to work. If I attack with Monkey, what happens? Like nothing. Alright, well, I guess I'll continue shooting their flyers. Yeah, as long as they have a mana available, they can just always sacrifice another creature, another artifact in response. Probably worth nuking their graveyard at least once. We hit Urza, Burial Rites, Map, Sword. Some good ones. Interesting game. Uh-oh. Another land could make things tricky. Wildfire, your indestructible land. Yep. Can't search. I guess it just draws a card. Pretty interesting game. Another Spell Bomb. Okay. So if I attack with the Monkey now, they kind of have to block. And I can snipe the sword if they sack an artifact. Yeah, trade. Did I not activate my Wren? That's unfortunate. I think I forgot to activate my Wren. The good news is we still have a blocker. Bolt is good. That has Monkey getting in. Do I attack with Charma as well? Yeah, because we've got spell bombs in play. We hit a heat. That doesn't do anything. Guess I'll keep milling you. Can't search. I guess the reason to not activate Ashiok another time is maybe if they find another heat. Although that we just hit the third one, I'm not sure they would have a fourth. Gwaif's a good hit. And I guess I just jam again. Again, they kind of have to block. I'm not going to activate the Ashiok this time. I want to be able to have one more activation, one more purposeful activation without losing Ashiok. Take another land out. Alright, and we are presenting lethal, especially with Wrenn and 6 in play. Sacrifice the sword. Sacrifice the spell bomb. They'll have to sacrifice another artifact. And then if I do it again, they have to sacrifice the foundry, right? Bolt's a good find. Guess I'll let them block how they wish. We can only get one thing out of the way anyway. Well, that's not going to work out for him. Hitting an unholy heat off the top. Alright, I think we managed to grind through their combo. Players, a Saga dies immediately. Sacrifice, can't search. Wildfire, can't search. Well, I guess we can. Alright, got it. Alright, so Seasoned Pyromancer was probably the least most powerful card in the whole deck. We managed to scrape out a 2-3 regardless. Thanks for watching. See you next time.